anime season would be complete without a fantasy anime that may or may not be an isekai with a ridiculously long title. Now there's a pretty neat anime title already. Banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside is a 13-episode fantasy slice-of-life anime made by Studio Wolfsbane and Studio Flat that tells us a typical story about a world that has a demon lord problem, so a hero must gather an epic party and kill the motherfucker. Our main hero is Gideon, now called Red, the brother of the current hero with the guide class that does the most important job of any party, logistics. So obviously Dick Dastardly over here decides that it's a good idea to just tell him to fuck off because Gideon is a liability and can't even best him in a thing he specifically specializes in. Gideon pretty much willingly obliges and fucks off to the most remote place he can imagine and decides to live his life there. During the show, we learn that he kinda wanted to do this all along and just used Dick Dastardly as an excuse. This is the first reason I dislike the show. Then as he continues his quiet life, he meets Rizlet, now Rit, a princess of a duchy of Lagurvia. Yes, that is her title, it makes sense, shut up. And so they start living together in what is basically traditional Japanese understanding of a loving couple, and that they awkwardly try to hit on each other until they have sex. In the meanwhile, the story diverts to the world building, that God decided to just bless everyone into a specific thing that literally embeds into your personality and changes it to its convenience. These blessings are impartial, everyone has them, and they can be things like master, torture, assassins, and other negative things. You know, there's a new genre coined by Russians named Lit RPG, which is basically a combination of a literary story with computer RPG mechanics, and this pretty much describes what this anime wants to be. A fantasy story that merges its world with literal game mechanics. And now that I think about it, it kinda sums up a lot of modern Japanese fantasy overall, isn't it? If it's not another fucking isekai comedy, it's a story that has RPG mechanics literally woven into them. I can't even remember a lot of fantasy anime recently that weren't just that. But I digress. So, meanwhile, the hero's party goes to shit, surprising absolutely no one, and everyone is bitter and angry and other stuff like that until it eventually just dissolves. The hero just finding and living together with her brother, while others just do their own thing that involves stopping her from having fun. The looming threat of a demon lord is handled with the grace and efficiency similar to that of modern politics. And yes, there's also Duchy of Lagurvia and their battle against a 6-armed demon that killed Rizlet's trainer that was also the captain of the guard, which is also important later on, so do keep in mind that the 6-armed demon killed the captain of the guard but was defeated by the hero. And also there's a goat demon that grinds hearts of axe demons into a powder that makes people want to snort it and which slowly turns them into axe demons, and also there's the fact that you have to kill shit to better your blessings. Any of your blessings, by the way. And can you see that the story is kind of going out of control and it's all over the place? This anime is one of those weird ones where you kind of want to see what was happening during its production, because I genuinely can't imagine that people looked at the whole anime and go, yes, this makes sense. The casual viewer that likes to watch it one episode per week will surely remember all of these people and totally won't be confused by episode 11 as to what the fuck is even going on. One quarter of the show we're getting flashbacks to how the party functioned and how Rit met and fell in love with Red. The other quarter is the hero's party whereabouts, while all of this serves as the background for these two trying to woo each other. Anyway, to sum this all up, the show tries to tell us 4 mostly independent stories in a span of 13 episodes with honestly predictable results. The production side isn't that bad, I suppose, and they did like some elements of world building, but when you just mash them together like this, it all comes out as incoherent babble of a person that just can't make up their mind. Well, at least the main characters had sex, making this the second anime on this channel that isn't hentai where the love story reached its logical conclusion. Amen to that.